I'm Stad.
I'm Gib.
I'm Connor.
I'm Bennett.
And this is Cafeteria Conversations.
Ring it. All right, man. Yeah, thank you, Bennett, for the live studio audience in this in our studio. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's crazy. Welcome to Cafeteria Conversations, everyone. We are so excited for you to be joining us, whether it's through the podcast or you're watching us on social media platform. We really appreciate your support and those that have already showed us support thus far. This has been a crazy process to get to this point. I mean, we had this idea in January over Christmas break over a round of poker. I think that's when it all started.
It was the summer. It was the summer.
It was the summer.
The first time we
About
talked about it. Yeah, and that's when I threw out the name, and you had the idea of doing the podcast, and I was like, oh, well, we had back like 4 years ago. I always talked about doing Cafeteria Conversations, and you ran with that.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're sitting here now, and that this week has been a mad dash to get this studio sort of set up, but I think it turned out well, and I'm really excited for this week. Today's topic is heading on the road to state championships. That's our main course for the day, but we'll start with our snack of the day and then go to our current events, what's cooking. So snack of the day, gentlemen, we've got Gushers.
I'm excited. I haven't had Gushers in a while. I was never a big Gushers guy, but it's been a while. I don't even know. To the point, it's been so long, I don't know what to expect.
I got like one of the big.
Guy?
No, never.
What?
Never.
That's crazy. I got a big pack for a game this year before we played. I mean, Gushers are top 3 in fruit snacks for me. So, catch for the camera. Gushers were a huge snack for me back in the day, man. They might be number 1 for a fruit snack. It might be them, Welch's, and Scooby-Doo snacks.
Well, this is setting our baseline, dude. It's our first snack of the day, so
this is a big thing with Gushers. Do we have an all red pack? Because most of the time you get all red, I have a mixed color. Okay, Bennett's going with the mouth to open it.
Shoot.
Love that.
Did I do it? Did I do it?
I got a mix.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Come on.
I got a mix.
Come on.
All red.
Look at that. All red.
Orange is the best flavor. You have an orange.
I don't have a single red.
You don't have a single red?
I got my stats are 3 red, 2 green, 4 blue.
I used to in elementary school.
We're already in the hatch there, Wirt.
Well, not supposed to eat it?
You got to
go ahead. Go
You got
ahead.
a snack
No,
of the
it's
day.
all
You got to take us through it. Well, I guess
you're the one who's got to take us through it, dude.
Yeah,
I've had
that's
these
fair.
things
That's
hundreds
fair.
of times.
Well, so what do you recommend? Which flavor should I start with?
I like orange, but I don't think you got orange.
I don't have an orange.
I just had an orange. It's pretty
So
good.
just eat one.
Okay. Oh, what is that?
I mean, it's got like a filling. Like that's the gushing part.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good shout.
so it's like a filled donut type of thing.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. It's
Yeah, I don't know if this is much a snack or is it's like a candy. Like when I was looking up where to find these in Harris Teeter this morning, it had like a food score of 3. Like not obviously your quality healthy snack.
Well, but see, like a lot of people would argue that candy is a snack.
That's true. I mean, I think so.
I eat
but
it like a snack.
But it's its own like category aisle in the grocery store, and these were not on the candy aisle.
Oh.
They were on the snack.
They're
aisle.
fruit
They
snack.
were on a snack aisle. They were next to the
This is a fruit
Welch's
snack?
and
Okay.
the
So it's technically a fruit snack.
So technically a fruit snack. I mean, it's good. It's a classic. You can't really go wrong with pack of Gushers.
Let's read the packaging here. Fruit flavored snacks.
What's the first ingredient?
Red dye.
Oh, that's a different language. Right. Red 40.
But for sure. Definitely not like a. I mean, I eat it pregame, but most of the time it's just like a.
Do you think it's a good pregame snack?
I mean,
High in sugar.
a lot. I mean, my sister, a lot of the guys I play with, candy is like a pregame snack, like usual. I didn't do it a lot this year. This year, my go-to pregame was like Pringles and a Pedialyte or like a Body Armor Light type thing.
Sure.
But
Gator Light?
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I ate like chips for the games this year, but last year I ate Starburst minis for every game. I had Gushers before like one game this year.
Interesting. What was the tradability? We're going back to elementary school. Tradability of gushers.
I mean,
He had to include Stad right there.
Whoa!
For our audience, Stad was a public school elementary kid and then private middle school.
Thrown
All of
under
us
the
went to
bus.
private school at some point, but public middle school, I say, is where the tradability really increases. But to include homeboy over here,
I mean, I didn't have any tradability in
definitely
middle
still
school
traded
when I
in
was
fourth
still in
grade.
public school because
sure
I
you
was
did.
at like the peanut allergy table, and so
oh no.
I was
Wow.
isolated with like the same 4 kids every lunch. They were great.
peanut allergy kids were like an automatic no to go trade with because you know
Dang,
they had like
Well, I mean, what do you
nothing
think?
to offer.
Yeah. Them on the allergy.
Yeah.
There's something they can't control. Not trading with you. So
Yeah, no.
sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. In middle school, how was the tradability of gushers?
With a pack of gushers, man. Oh my gosh.
What
I
could you
jo-
get for a pack of gushers?
So in middle school, I got lunch a lot from school, but the days that I did come, I had gushers most of the time, and I would use those to get the ice cream that the kids would get in the lunch line, like gushers for ice cream or like
Yeah.
a drumstick. Oh, dude.
Oh, Dr.
Just to pound those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably not a good opinion in this because I'm not a big fan of gushers.
Yeah,
Like
you didn't
I
really
just
have
to.
like
Yeah.
I just
Sorry, that was
realized why I never really remembered or ate gushers because I don't like them.
There you go. Okay.
There you go.
Bennett, did you ever trade gushers? Did you ever have gushers?
No, not at all. I never had gushers a lot. I like them though, but
The guy with the most cavities in the room had the most gushers growing up.
A
Say
big
there's a
shock.
connection.
There's a parallel. Wow. Yeah, no, I used to. I don't know if I mean, seldom when I did have them because I did have them for lunch. But what I would do with fruit snacks, which is probably gross and I don't recommend it, is I would line them up on the table. Like I would pour them out. I'd line them up on the table.
Food on the table.
Right. I know. Gross. But that wasn't a concern to 8-year-old Connor. And then I would organize them by color and then eat them by color. So like if I had all reds, I would have been one fell swoop all reds.
Okay.
Or if it was
like in one bite.
Yeah.
Just like a-
But and then if I
Oh.
had like 3 oranges, I would have grabbed
not a bad
the 3
strat.
oranges.
When I get the all red packs, I throw them down at once.
Right.
Huh.
There you go. So like that was my strategy. Now if we're going to like the legendary Scooby-Doo gummies,
Oh my god.
like it was a rare. I know
So
y'all
good.
like, dude. It was a rare pull to pull the like Scooby Doo Aquamarine because Shaggy was green, Velma was orange,
Daphne was purple.
Daphne was purple,
Fred was blue.
Fred was a different blue,
A different
and
blue,
then
okay.
the Mystery Machine was
Like a aqua.
yeah, it was like a
turquoise type
clear,
thing?
like a
Yeah.
clear blue.
Transparent.
Translucent. That's when light can come through, but you can't see all the way through it. Translucent.
Yeah, sure, translucent.
We'll
Good
roll with
SAT word right there.
Pound it.
Come on now.
All right, well, I think that concludes our snack of the day. A good first bit.
Are we gonna rate it?
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! Yeah. What do we
What's the
want to go
scale?
on
We
a
gotta-
scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10?
No, let's do 10. Let's do 10.
10?
We can do points too.
1 to 10 with decimal points.
Yeah, with 1 decimal spot.
Yeah.
Bennett, you start us off.
Yeah, Bennett.
6.8.
Interesting.
Yeah, 5.2. Like I wouldn't not. I would never probably buy this.
It was enjoyable.
But I mean, like it's not the worst thing I've ever had.
Right.
Like, I'd probably never buy them.
I'd probably match Bennett's.
Yeah. So
It's a
6,
really
8,
good snack,
5,
but
2.
it's not like it's not in that.
I feel like
7
yeah, if
top
like
3
you're
caliber
thinking
type.
like, man, I want a good snack right now. You're not thinking gushers.
yeah, no.
But it'll do the job. If you
Yeah.
had
It's
that.
one of those snacks that like hits a spot when you're not expecting it.
Yeah. I'll go in between y'all. We'll just say 6.
Okay.
This is 6. I mean that's fair. It's above 50%. Sure. This is a good snack. I mean it's
It is-
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
It has
I like
moments.
it. I mean it's almost candy, but all right.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. All right. It's time for the main course. Getting into our main topic of the day. It's pretty relevant as Wirt just got off the field of winning a state
Yeah, let's
championship
get some
a couple days
applause
ago.
for
yeah,
come on,
yeah,
for
yeah.
David. Come on.
Yeah, big,
Yeah.
big fella.
Appreciate it, boys. No picture.
No flash photography. But we've all kind of had experiences in the state tournament. You know, private school is a little bit different, I'm sure, than public school. But
Yeah, Bennett and I are ringless.
but yeah,
Unfortunately.
yeah,
I have one to give each of y'all.
0-0. Yeah, and then I have 1, and then this guy's got 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady.
Come
over here.
on. Yeah. I'm
So-
Brady of high school baseball.
All right.
So I guess we can talk about them kind of in backwards chronological order. So the most recent
Start
one.
with my
Yeah.
Start with the
this-
most
my
recent
senior
one,
year,
and
go
then
back.
start with the second TBS one, and then I'll chime in on the third one.
Okay. So this year, a little bit of a backstory. Our coach at TBS, his kids, or like his baseball son, kind of graduated high school, and he had 2 little
What is
ones.
TBS for those who don't know what TBS
The Burlington
is?
School. We're from Burlington, North Carolina. That's what we represent. But our coach, he retired, and we only had like 4 returning baseball players, so we had to transfer, and we went to our crosstown rival Burlington Christian Academy, who had like a really good band
no hate on
really
BCA.
good a band of like already baseball players there, like good culture, wanted to win, and we kind of had a little rivalry with them the year before, but then we started playing. We got off to like a hot start. We were rolling. Then we faced Grace Christian and ended up winning that 3A state championship. And it was like a kind of a needed loss almost. And we got hammered.
Grace
13-0.
Christian's 3A.
Yeah, they were 1A when we were in school.
They
have
picked up a lot of people.
dude.
Rob Wooten's the head coach over there.
Yeah,
and he's like what, a 13-year big leaguer.
Yeah,
I mean, has like millions of dollars, and I mean their stadium is
interesting.
Beautiful.
I did not know that.
They're probably going to end up as a 4A school.
4A
for
sure.
So, that was a much needed loss along the road, and then we, keep rolling through the rest of the regular season, and honestly didn't use relieving much. Like our starters went deep like every game, and then we go out in the playoffs. We get a 2-round bye because in private school there's only 16 teams that make it.
Yeah,
it used to be 8.
Yeah, if that. So
yeah.
We got a 2-round bye straight to the quarterfinals. Plays Harold Christian, Cooper Kelly shoves. We win like 9-1 that day.
I think it was 9. Yeah,
9-1 that day. And then we face Westchester, who we'll get into later. So we beat in
long
the state
history
championship.
there.
Yeah. Well, they're throwing their number 2, number 1, debatably, Covington, and he throws it's like 3-1 after the 4th. Like we're winning, but then we just kind of get to him. Our team could swing it. If we would have played a better schedule, our staff would have done well. But that would have been the harder part, I think, for us. But I think we can hit just about with anybody, and because we got no hit at that Grace game, but I think if we faced that stuff regularly, I think we would have been okay. But we after the 4th, we had guys on base every inning.
Yeah,
and we ended up winning that game 11-1.
Yeah,
so,
wow. Yeah, kind of the pass the baton thing, just single.
And that's when. How about Dad told us this the other day after the state championship, which I know we'll get there. Will Grubb, shout out Grubb and Deb. That's like my pitcher. That's the guy I catch. So that's the guy I work with. But how about in the last 2 years, we're 13-0.
Wow.
Like, I catch
that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Because the 2 games that we've
there,
lost, the loss wasn't on him. Wayne Day and URA Charter, who both won the state championship last year.
He'd get the ND or something like that.
So the loss was on different pitchers, those 2 games.
Wow.
So we had the lead going. Yeah, so it was
interesting.
But yeah, and then we play the state championship, and we have
it's a series, right? In high school baseball, it's a 3-game series.
In private school, the championship, and then in public school, the series starts in the semifinals.
Oh wow!
And so Friday night, we're playing Freedom Christian, and we were hitting a ball at every time. It was right at a guy. Like they had scouted us, right? Like for the lefties, me and Cohen Payne hit like 2 or 3 balls like right at dudes. I mean, I hit a ball like deep in the right center gap. They hit the center fielder in the chest. Like Cohen Payne hit a line drive up the middle, and the shortstop was playing behind second base. Like they were playing us right. They were coaching us right. And so we go into that. We're up like 1-0. We go up 1 in like the 4th, I think.
Yeah,
I think it was that. And in like the bottom of the top of the 6th, their 3-hole kid going to Fayetteville Tech, JUCO kid hits a freaking 360-foot bomb to the left center.
Off of who?
Cooper.
Okay.
1-1. So that makes score 1-1. And so we get a chance in the 7th. We get our leadoff guy on. He walks. Just can't put the pieces right together that innings. And then we go to the 8th. Cooper's shoving. I mean, he's right at the pitch limit. We don't want to throw him because rain pushed our semifinal game back to the day before. So we did not want to use our staff. Because just in case we had to play 3 games the next day. So it's 1-1. We get in that last inning. We get a couple guys to walk. Cooper leads off, gets on. Then Davis gets out. Then they tried to pick off Cooper. He gets the second. They missed him, and then the pass ball. So Cooper's on 3rd, and so then they walk.
Oh wow, that's a huge error.
Yeah, they walk me and Anthony Valdez to get a force.
Intentionally walk.
Intentionally.
Come on, intentionally walk.
Yeah,
come
to
on.
get a force at home. And
so they were banking on like a grounder to somebody.
It was the right move.
It was 100% the right move.
Wow.
Because if they wouldn't have done that, literally all I would have had to done is either bunt or just roll over. And
right.
We'd have won the game. So Cohen Payne comes up, hits like a ball off the end of the cap, kind of shoots down the left field line. We score and we win the game, and that was our walk-off night 1, and then game 2 we handled them from the jump.
It was not close.
We come out game 2, I think
Did you start or were you for pitching? When did you pitch?
Closed.
You closed in game 2?
I closed. So,
That's sick.
Yeah.
but I went like that first inning. Cooper and Lofton got on. I had a single down the right field line. Lofton scores, and then Ant scores, and we score 3 in the first, and then we score another like 3 in the third. And we ended up killing that game 11-1. So it was a great run.
Dang.
But yeah,
How did it feel to
shout
close
out
out
VSA
that
family for
yeah.
accepting
How
us
did
in.
it feel to close out that game?
I mean,
Because I didn't
honestly-
realize you closed it out.
Honestly, man, like it wasn't after my sophomore year, and then after junior year, like pitching in the playoffs had become like really when I threw, like because we didn't use relieving a ton, like back end relieving in high school ball. And if you don't have like in high school ball, if a reliever's throwing good, you just kind of leave them in. It's not like, all right, well, let's bring in our setup guy or something like they have in like college. So I threw every once in a while in the regular season. So I don't know. It never really made me nervous. I have to hit a batter every time I go out. Like it just kind of happens on accident.
Little arm side miss.
What pitch is it? Is it always the same pitch?
Yeah, it's fastball. It just like I throw from down there, so it just kind of runs
fastball
out.
on the hands, and it just
no, I hit him like the butt like every time. One time I hit a kid in the knee. I was like, dude, I'm sorry.
So good to know when we do live ABs. Later
Yeah, I know.
this
I'm
summer,
about to
somebody's
be-
getting plucked.
Yeah.
Is it left-handed or right-handed hitters?
Right-handed hitter.
All right, I'm safe. I'm good. Yeah, throwing at Bennett for
It'll
me.
probably be
Can't wait.
me.
Yeah, for sure. But then, so do we want to go to sophomore year?
Yeah, you can go back to sophomore year.
So
'Cause, I mean,
sophomore year.
And we graduated at this point.
They
We were
had
not in high
graduated.
school.
This is- it's a
Yeah,
year,
it's a year
after
we graduated.
we
So
graduated.
a little like a kind of like a band of misfits almost with those guys. I mean, we had a unique team mold.
Yeah.
And it was
And you were back. You were in TBS this year.
yeah, and we were this was still a TBS, and we were tight, man. We were so tight. And sophomore year, we had a losing record going into the playoffs, and we were like 9-10 going into the playoffs. We were struggling like bad, and we kind of had like a little like tough moment in our loss at Carborough, which was a bad team that we lost to, but we kind of had like a little like team thing. We kind of got into each other and kind of decided this is where we kind of got to turn it around. And
Only players, no coach.
yeah, only players. TBS was always just between us. And so then we go to we end up playing pretty well. We finished the season 9-10. So not great, but we were in the playoffs and we were like a 5 or 6 seed. And so we win round 1 and we're headed to Wayne Day, who might sound like, this guy never beat Wayne Day.
Yeah.
And 0-7 against Wayne Day.
Whoa, 7?
0-7, yeah.
I thought it was like 5.
Well,
Are we counting? Okay,
but
you played
we-
him 7
we-
times in high school.
we lost to him like once or twice earlier that year. So technically TBS was 0-7.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
But
I mean,
0-5,
yes.
0-7.
The zero
He
is
had
the
never
main
beat
number.
us.
there was
The zero is the significant
remains
number.
the same.
And I mean, they knew how to beat us. Like with the talent from his senior year should have beaten them, but they were beaten. They had us planned.
They small balled us.
Yep,
I
and
remember
they
that
could
'cause-
not, and we could not adjust to it that
No,
year.
no.
So we go out, and our coach didn't even tell us the game plan. Chad, freaking genius, like in the game. They play fast, they small ball, they rush you. So what we did is we slowed the game down. We're taking 30 seconds to a minute and a half in between every pitch. Chad, when he would take mound visits, is like dragging his feet, like walking slowly. And it's driving their fans nuts. It's in their players' head. Their coach is getting frustrated, and their coach is a genius. Love their coach. But, I mean, everything down, and Julian just throws an absolute, like, gem. And we small ball it enough to go up 3-2. Julian has a big hit in the 6th, and then he goes out and closes it in the 7th. But so we end up beating Wayne Day, which felt like, what we compared it to, like I watched Miracle the night before, and it was almost like beating the Soviet Union for the U.S. team back in.
Great movie.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's
Most
we
quotable
didn't
movie
really
of all
think you
time.
could do it, right? Like
Yeah,
I mean,
it's getting the monkey off your back.
after
getting over the
his
hump,
team
like-
didn't do it, like it was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, can we really do this? And so then when we did that, when we beat Wayne Day, we were like, all right, it doesn't even matter who we're
Did
gonna
Tucker
play.
even pitch in the series until the final game
No.
of the
He
championship?
threw game 2 of the state championship.
Game
Game
three.
2.
Game
No,
three.
he threw game 3.
Game 3.
He did throw game 3 because
Landon threw game 2.
Well,
right?
that was the game that Landon came in through like an inning and 2/3,
Well,
didn't have
that's
his
a-
stuff, and I came in and threw like 4 or 5.
That's right.
And their game 3 starter ended up closing game 2, and then we had
One
game
of the best coaching decisions I've ever seen.
I remember. Yeah.
Because this is kind of fast forward to the semifinal game, but who'd y'all play in the semifinals?
3. Wayne Day.
Oh, that was the semifinal.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, my senior year, Tucker didn't have to throw. He threw in the semifinal, so he didn't throw in the state championship.
He shoved that game too.
He threw like 12 pitches.
Yeah, I mean, he probably could have, but he didn't have to my senior year. So they go into the state championship, and game 1 goes, and Julian throws again. No, he didn't throw.
No,
I thought he threw
Cooper,
in the,
Cody, and Cade.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought he threw that. When did he throw? When did
he
Julian?
closed game 3.
Oh, that's right.
And then it was
he had
me.
thrown in the
it was
semis.
me, Landon, and Cody game 2, and then it was Tucker and Julian game 3.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so like Westchester, TBS won the first game that Friday night. I was there. A bunch of the alumni came back for that one.
Awesome game.
Mm-hmm.
Ton of
I was
energy.
there. I
Playing
was
the
there
Rocker
for
Stadium
that.
was so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
it was
good
pretty
game.
sick.
Really good game. And so Westchester has to throw their guy game 2, and because it's a must-win.
Josh Hammond,
Yeah.
top 20 player in the country.
Yeah, must-win game for
Their guy
Westchester.
is a
Little
freaking
shout.
stud. Yeah, I mean,
Straight
he's been projected to get drafted by the Red Sox like 18th right now. So
Out of high school?
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
So he throws. Westchester goes up a substantial. I mean, it was like 4 or 5, right?
dude. They were up 9-2.
9-2. Okay, so yeah, a substantial amount. And then, but Chad was like, the decision he had was he could either throw Tucker game 2 and try to win it in 2, but then it kind of puts TBS in a tough spot.
We
Game
were already
3.
down so much, and because Landon just didn't have stuff that day, so we went down
Right.
big early, and so Chad put me in, and when Chad, that was the year Chad figured out I could pitch, and I threw like an inning or 2 in like 6 straight games.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm probably gonna go an inning or 2, and then like after like inning 2, I've thrown like 13 pitches in 2 innings, and I'm like, am I still going? He was like, do you feel good? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, well, you're not coming off. And so I just stayed out there, and then Cody closed, and it was huge because when we got their starter to close, and once we saw him come out of the mound, we were like, they got nobody for game 3. And so we're walking into game 3.
And
thinking
y'all
we're gonna
almost won game 2.
win. Yeah, we end up losing 11-9.
Yeah. They
Talk
almost
about
came back and won.
talk about the confidence going into game 3, knowing they had nobody.
It was a
on the
very
mound.
similar confidence to win,
or not their best stuff on the mound.
yeah, like Stad's senior year after we won the semifinal game when we found out Wayne Day lost.
I remembered that because
That
that was
was-
a
dude,
huge
I
moment.
I tell everybody we won the state championship after we beat RMA in the semis. We literally like almost dogpiled behind third base after
Yeah.
the semifinals because my brother who was doing PA, he was like,
He
"Gonna play
announced.
Westchester." We
Yeah.
were like, "What?"
And
Yeah,
it's
I
not that we
remember that.
looked over Westchester. Like Westchester was a good ball club, but
Yeah.
like Wayne Day, like they had such like a
was
like,
Moffitt still there?
Yeah.
Your
The
senior year?
little,
The younger one?
The younger one, yeah.
But like they, especially his team, like they could not beat them. Like they didn't even come close. And my
Yeah,
couple
we
years-
came close. We lost 3-1.
yeah, but we were never winning that game.
I know, but I'm just
I
saying.
mean, they went down. They went up 3-0 in the first. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, we were never in that game, and so I think we just kind of. I think it was kind of like, all right, well, if the only team that's ever really handled us is gone, like we can win. So
It was
Well, I
almost
mean,
like a weight off our shoulders because like we
100%.
knew it was like, going into those playoffs. We knew it's going to be a 3-game series with Way Day, and it's probably going to go 3. Hopefully, like that. If we were going
Right.
to win, it was going to go 3. Right? Like it. For,
Well, I
for
remember.
us, like,
I remember our junior year, like the heartbreak and like just how tough
I mean, we got
that
crushed.
junior year. But it was at their home field too, and it was like.
But still,
you
I mean,
went
that
in
team
there-
was so much
it
better
was.
than we were.
It was a
Like,
very good team.
They had so much
But
talent.
like, I feel like that's where the mentality of being
Yeah.
like it's Way Day.
Well, it was like it was
that
such
moment.
a big like exhale, like, and I know that sounds terrible because we wanted to play them, like but it was such like, okay, now we don't have like the mental block to get over.
that's why the
Let's just
second
go win.
championship felt like so much more because we
Right.
failed.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I mean, that year, your senior year, we had the most talent ever on a TBS team.
Yeah.
And we lost to every team that had as much talent as we did.
yeah.
6 games that
Combine.
year.
So
Combine,
Way
Eastro,
Day.
and Randleman, Wayne Day. There's 2 more. J.H. Rose. And who's the last one? There's one more.
Charlotte Christian.
No, we didn't play them. It was your senior year.
Oh, that was my junior year. My
Yep.
bad.
Wesleyan.
Wesleyan. Yeah. That's
So
it.
I mean, those 6 teams had the like type of talent that we did, and we just couldn't put the pieces together. I mean, we had nights where we're like at East Rowan, we swung it well, and then at J.H. Rose and at Randleman, we pitched amazing. Just could never put the pieces together really
Nope.
on those nights.
I mean,
Those
it's
games
a
are so fun
team
to watch.
sport, you know.
Yeah.
It's, every sort of piece has to come together.
Wagner's Randleman game.
Yeah.
Facing Brooks Brandon got drafted in the 9th round by the Red Sox. Dude, he K'd him 3 times. Like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
he was dealing. Their pitcher, Ryan White, was dealing. That's a famous Chad quote. That kid's sitting like 89, 92, and we go out into the huddle. Tucker is Chad's son, for all those that don't know. So we go out in the huddle, and Chad's like, after we lost, and chat's like, man, we're out here getting shoved. You know, their left-handed pitcher throwing 80s, shoving us, and you know we can't hit anything. And Tucker's like, that guy was 90, 92. And it was like, nice. Chad thought he was 80. So, but it was all right.
Yeah, I never got anywhere close to any of this conversation. I feel like in high school and still now in college as a club tennis athlete, I mean, we have yet to win a state championship in our state's tournament.
Well,
But
I could argue like we were probably pretty close our sophomore year in soccer.
in soccer, I think so.
Because we had the quarterfinal, so we made it to the quarterfinals as sophomores in soccer.
Who did we play first round? Did we have a bye?
Northwood Temple.
We played Northwood
that
Temple.
was the game I
remember that.
talked to you about where the dude was chirping me about being offsides.
Yeah, I just remember we crushed them that game.
We won
remember-
5-0.
Yeah, I just remember it wasn't even close.
Were you still 1A then or 2A at that point?
Were we 1A sophomore
2A.
year?
2A. You were 2A. Okay.
We were 2A sophomore year. Because then that was the year we started.
Well,
I said that
sophomore year
quick.
was okay. Sophomore year was
I said that
Clay, Micah, me, you, John's first year. Lucas was in
eighth
eighth
grader.
grade.
Then we had Orion.
We still
And-
had Orion.
Wait, no, sophomore year?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe.
No, we
maybe
had Spencer.
No, Orion had graduated. You're
Orion
right.
had graduated.
Freshman year, I think.
Yeah.
We were close. Yeah,
Freshman year we were close.
Freshman year we were over 500. I was
That's
thinking
right.
freshman year and I said sophomore year. It was freshman year when we had Orion,
Ben.
John
John wasn't playing then.
Josh Bell
what-
was our goaltender.
Josh Bell was our
Benjamin
goalie.
Overby.
He was a good
Yeah.
goalie.
If we had had
Yes, he was. I think Coach Frampton can make anybody a good goalie. Let's put
well,
that
if
out
we
there.
had had if we had had a soccer goaltender, I think we at least make it to the semifinals.
100%, I agree.
Because we had played Grace earlier in the regular season and beaten them like 5-2.
And this is why I was so shocked when you said Grace was 4A, because then Grace
were
was
1A.
1A.
1A,
It was
yeah.
like it was
Yeah.
like that. We were still in that conference with Crossroads,
Lee
Grace,
Christian,
Lee.
Grace, Noose, and I think that was it. It was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was
Did y'all
5 or
lose
6.
in the semis?
Nah, quarters.
Okay, their senior year team can rival our
Yeah.
sophomore
That's a good
year
team.
team.
We have
I mean,
most
they
wins
had
in school history.
They had Sebastian.
yeah, hell
Like,
yeah.
it's-
Yeah, I mean that's
He
it's
broke
very hard
the
to.
scoring record.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
but still, like
You
I
guys
think
had Orion though, right?
yeah,
I
but
think
Yeah, that's who he broke.
in my personal opinion, the physicality of our freshman year team probably would have beaten your team.
I think we were just bigger
Yeah, we were way bigger.
because y'all weren't
way
that
bigger.
big.
What style did you guys play though? Like, was it?
We played a 4-4-2, and it was very like physical.
And
play-
you're having me as a center attacking midfielder, not the defensive midfielder,
So
and
you
then
didn't have,
Benjamin Overby as your center.
so you didn't have
defensive.
like a CDM or anything.
Yeah, Ben
did, okay,
Ben
Ben,
Overby,
okay.
and or it
Yeah.
alternated between me and Ben. But I was the same size as Ben my freshman year, height wise, not like he had probably
And
20 pounds.
we
on
had
me, but
arguably one of the best defenders in TBS soccer history, Bobby Ortel.
Yeah, Bobby would nothing was getting past.
Where was
Bobby would have shut Sebastian down, in my personal opinion.
Where was Bobby?
Absolutely.
He was a center. He was a center.
I've never
fullback.
seen that kid play, but shut down Sebastian, dude. No way. No way.
Okay, well, shut
No
down
way.
Sebastian. He would still gotten a goal. But he
Okay,
would've
yeah, I
scored
think
6.
he limits. Yeah,
Well,
he
yeah.
limits Sebastian to probably force to pass sometimes,
which he's
and
still
then-
very good at.
Yeah, which is he's gonna find the right guy.
It would have been close. I just think I don't know. I feel
I
in my
think that-
personal opinion.
in
this-
my in
the
my
attack- the
opinion, when
physicality.
Americans play soccer, size is a really big
Yeah.
thing because a lot of American soccer just go forward,
Yeah.
and if you have more size, more speed.
Did you
You
have
remember-
like a Geo, like someone to him?
I mean, like you have a young Lucas up there who was like our go-to PK guy. Like Lucas in the 8th grade, coach was
Yeah.
like, "Lucas, get on the line."
Yeah, he was taking the
And-
PKs. But Lucas wasn't like fast enough and strong enough to kind of like get through the defense, but he could make some wicked passes.
No, if he had time to
Yeah.
possess the ball, he's gonna find Stad on the go, and nobody's gonna catch Stad. Like that was the sort of the thing.
Yeah.
I remember one of like the worst soccer memories I have is the KVA game at home when we lost.
when I
'cause
pulled
we-
my calf on the throw in.
Yeah. And I was
Shocker, another injury.
I was so mad. We had to have, I think coach called it a kangaroo court, which was just like a players only like discussion. And I mean, I got torn into that discussion. I remember people were upset with me because I was just screaming Bloody Mary at everybody. And it was not good. It was not pretty.
It was what? So it was 2-2 late in the in regulation, and like it was a close game, and we were better than KVA because I think we beat them later or earlier that year at KVA.
It might have been the year prior with Orion.
Yeah, I think it was.
Because I think Orion scored like a last-second goal.
Anyway, so they weren't like insanely better than us. Like they were one of the better teams in 1A at that point in time. But like it was a close game, and we thought that we could win, especially at home. So it's 2-2, and I get a throw in on the sideline.
We were running out of time.
And I mean, I felt like if we were going to win, we were going to have to win in regulation.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just thought that. So I get a throw in on the sideline towards the offensive zone, and Coach Frampton signals me to throw it into the mixer. So basically like a cross. And dude,
which we could do.
Everything I had, the ball made it there, but like as soon as I pushed off, like I felt like somebody punched me in the calf, and I immediately went down. like somebody shot my leg. I was like, jeez. I mean,
I remember being like,
shout out to the audience. Stad might be the most fragile guy in North Carolina.
It's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
He's got, gluten stuff going on, and then he's, calf. Got hurt playing spike ball. Got hurt playing spike ball senior year. Pulls his calf throwing a soccer ball.
I mean, it was a heave. He threw it.
Have you done anything else?
That's what happens when you're not as talented and you're just trying to go and you're 150 pounds soaking wet. It just falls apart. That's what happens.
Sure, we'll go with that. We'll run with that.
I remember after that, like everything just sort of like falling to pieces.
I also didn't stretch in high school, so
probably
a guy that runs as much as Stad does didn't stretch. Stretch out there.
Stretch,
yeah. Hey,
please stretch.
If you learn anything from this audience or from this episode, stretch.
Oh man, and we got no closer than in tennis. I don't think I moved past the first round.
No, you never moved.
Except my senior year, your freshman year,
which is when we got to the second round.
Yeah. And Scott was mad at us. Our coach, we got to the first round, past the first round, and Stad and John were there, and I was talking to them instead of focusing on Chris. I think was the last match to get off the court. Chris Rouse.
He wasn't playing in the line.
Yeah.
With it.
Mm-hmm.
He was our sixth.
He was our sixth.
Latham.
No.
Rouse.
Okay. And Rouse won it to win. I think go to the next round. Yeah, he clinched
Good
it.
for him. Good for him.
And so
don't sound so surprised, man.
And so, but like, I mean, that was the first time I moved on to the second round. I don't even remember who we played second round, but it wasn't eventful at that point. So, high school tennis is a completely different sport. In private school,
Dude,
you don't get individuals, which is unfortunate because public school you get to go for individuals.
Yeah, you do, and it used to be like that in like the early 2000s, but they got rid of it.
Unfortunately, but that's okay.
It's very different. But that game that you said me and John were at to spectate, like Connor won a point, and it was like a wicked winner. I was like, and I exploded. I'm like, yeah. He was like, don't do that. Like, shut up. I was like, what? Can I not be a fan?
Yeah, the difference between college and high school tennis is so bizarre and so crazy. Like going to Carolina and having some really great tennis programs. Like the women's team is absolutely phenomenal at Carolina. Great tennis, well coached. And
Brian Calbas.
Yeah, there he is, Coach Calbas, the man. And like you can be as loud as you want, and you can say "Let's go." Like Bennett's a big fan of the "Let's go." Y'all should have come to Bennett's match. Or the "Come on."
Oh my gosh, Bennett says that over every. We could be playing a game of checkers, and Bennett's gonna be like, "Come on." Like, who cares, dude? Be competitive and keep your come ons to yourself.
You're just mad he double jumped you with his king.
Especially when we start playing racket sports, and I'm starting to get back into them, but I don't ever play racket sports like y'all do. When I play and Bennett's like beating me, I'm like, all right, well, let's just go play basketball. Let's go play baseball.
Oh, dang.
Let me give you all the come-ons I got and all the let's goes. Like,
if you're going to college and you want to play club sports, intramural is also fun, but club sports for a little more seriousness at a large school like Carolina, which is what I have experience with, it's so amazing, so great. You meet incredible people. Highly recommend if you're not going to school to play a varsity sport and you want to keep playing sports. It's a great outlet to keep playing your sport and have a lot of fun with it. So
it's a good plug.
Hey, yeah, I got to plug the UNC club tennis team.
Little advertisement.
Yeah, got to plug UNC every chance you get, man.
If you can't tell, I go to UNC.
Seen my outfit?
Yeah, Bennett is going to UNC. Stad's a lifetime UNC fan. Bennett and I are late to that trend. Not trend. The wagon.
Go Blue Devils.
Oh wow!
I'm a Virginia Tech fan, but just because of how obnoxious, and then Carolina fans. I mean, not necessarily these two guys. He's kind of becoming that way, but not necessarily these guys.
You can't say this after you rushed Franklin Street.
Oh my gosh,
have rushed
I can
Franklin
use y'all for your
Street.
good traditions. Like,
Wow.
I mean, I love Carolina baseball, but the football fans and the basketball fans are pretty hard to deal with.
I 100%
love
agree.
Hubert. I love your players, but it's your fans.
Well, I've told you this before, like at basketball games, like I'll get frustrated with some of our fans. Like it'll be like a
100%.
big ACC game on a Saturday, and like I look up in the top bowl and it's
empty.
like half full. And I'm like, what
Oh,
are
and
we
then
doing?
your football team. Like, I mean, hopefully Belichick can change this, but
that's a freaking circus right now.
your football
It's a
fans.
big if.
Your football fans show up in the second and leave at the end of the third, and it's
if
like
that, dude.
The students
Prime
leave
example.
at the first quarter.
Prime example.
students aren't there in the first quarter.
That's true. They're
Drake May's-
waiting to get in.
Drake May's sophomore year, we win our first 6 ball games, and
That's true.
we're number 10 in the nation, playing a primetime ACC game that's nationally televised.
Who'd you play?
Virginia, who was 1-5,
They were terrible.
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh, wait,
I show up-
it was fall break. It was fall break.
But
That's why.
still,
They're
like,
1-5.
but like it's a primetime ACC game, and dude, it was like 40% full, and the student section was like,
Empty. Yeah, I remember
Empty.
seeing it. It was empty.
You know what's sad though is the ACC football is so far behind.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like the ACC football's been behind for probably 4 years now. Probably since the last time Clemson won a national championship.
Probably,
which
yeah.
was when
2017.
2019.
2019?
It was with Trevor
Yeah,
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah,
Yes, I mean that was probably last time ACC.
Yeah.
I mean Florida State was rolling until Jordan Travis got hurt a couple years ago. I mean they were. I think
Yeah.
they make a good
But
run.
then
at
they
it,
got left out.
which
Didn't they? Which is
Dude,
crazy.
Can you imagine if he doesn't break his leg? Like Florida State's entire program is different.
Yeah.
Like they
Well,
completely
yeah.
fell off a cliff.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, because you still had Mike Norvell. You still had all the coaches.
Well, it's because Mike Norvell tried to go after the NCAA and that didn't work out for him, and things got south from there.
Yeah.
But
2-10.
I don't think they should have made it.
No.
They were terrible without Jordan Travis.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with them
It's like-
being left out.
Did you see the college football playoff? It's just
Straight seating. I love it.
Oh my gosh,
Love
it's
it.
so
Oh,
much
really?
better. Yes.
Yeah.
good.
So
So
like
it's-
Boise State
yeah.
can't get the 4 seed
Yeah,
anymore.
like wish they never.
But it's
I mean,
based on
shout out Boise
national?
State, great team.
Oh, yeah.
Ashton Dinty, like they played great, but they don't belong as the 4 seed.
They belong in the obviously as a conference winner, like the highest ranked Group of 5 winner. Like they belong
how's
in
that
the
gonna
in the
work?
bracket, but it's still going to be the highest ranked Group of 5 winner. They're just going to be the 12th
okay.
seed.
I see. Okay.
I think they need to do a better job at really looking into which teams are better. And now it kind of bites us in the tongue, but like when it first came out, I thought teams like Ole Miss, Alabama, and South Carolina should have been in there.
Yeah, see, that's the only thing that you could get into with this straight seeding thing is you could get like 8 SEC teams and then the other conference.
And I think
winners.
that's fine. Let's get the 12 best teams in the country there, because I don't think Tennessee was a top 12 football team in the country.
Tennessee.
No, their
Dude,
quarterback was one of the worst
I
quarterbacks
agree.
against
He
good
made,
teams.
He made terrible
He went to
decisions.
UCLA now, right?
Right, because he sold it. Like he
there was
sold.
about a week and a half where he was coming to Carolina.
He's getting paid sub $1 million, and he was searching for 4, and he was getting
Four.
paid 2.2 at Tennessee.
Yeah, that's crazy. How do you mess that up that badly?
I don't know.
You're a college kid who doesn't know how.
That's
to
true.
Who does not know how to negotiate.
That's true. That is 100% true.
I mean, how old is he? 19.
20 probably.
20?
He's probably
Yeah.
20, 21.
But still, I mean, do you think Jay Billis's take is that they just need to sign contracts?
Yeah.
Do you think it
it's-
just make them
Well, they're putting a cap on
professional?
it next year, so
It's
you won't
gonna
be able to
be-
do what Texas is doing this year with like a $50 million roster. So things are going
Oh,
to go
wow,
down.
okay.
Yeah,
after the cap? You're probably going to have like collective bargaining, and then you're going to have contracts.
they
and
already
then-
have contracts.
Yeah,
Like
so,
DJ
they already
Lagway
have.
at Florida and the other, maybe the running back, are signed there for their first 2 years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
that-
there's already like some form of contract.
And guess where that is? The SEC.
the SEC, who's
That's
ahead of it in football specifically. Yeah.
for sure. I mean, the SEC is the best conference in college sports.
Yeah, overall.
I mean, I can't really. Well, in all of college sports,
Well,
or
you
money
look
sports.
at if you look at it.
All of college sports.
If you-
I mean, the big,
If you
the
ha-
big
if you have
three,
the money.
the big three.
I was about to say that's the big
big three.
What Bennett just said is the big thing. You look at the metrics, and money's probably the biggest metric right
Sure.
now. Like and revenue generation, like all that stuff. Like it's not close.
And athletes
What are your
Yeah.
big three? So you got basketball, football,
and baseball.
and baseball's the other third.
Because
They also
some-
dominate in golf.
Some big schools like SEC, their baseball team can be a revenue sport
100%.
because it's
Wow.
big enough. Like
Mhm.
typically your revenue sports are men's basketball and football. That's not saying anything other than they make the most money. But SEC baseball teams and some of SEC, baseball teams can generate revenue if they're big enough. I mean, you look at an Ole Miss, a Vanderbilt baseball game.
Right.
I mean, it's sold out, and you got hundreds of people there, all in merch. Carolina, I think they come close to breaking even. So like they're not pulling in a bunch of revenue, but they're also not losing a bunch.
The Bosch fills up though.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
the Bosch
Yeah.
100% does.
They're one of the premier baseball teams in the ACC, so they can. I mean, Florida State might even generate some revenue. I don't know, but
Florida State probably does.
that
That's an elite atmosphere down in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
This episode is proudly sponsored by ShopEbeth.com, where Southern charm meets coastal elegance. Shop Ebeth offers a curated selection of art and handcrafted goods, including oyster art, collage art, and personalized gifts. Whether you're looking for a unique gift or a perfect piece to complement your home, you'll find something special at Shop Ebeth. Discover the collection today at ShopEbeth.com.
Little transition here into some more current events. Get into our what's cooking. Talking about the NBA today. I don't know if you've checked your ESPN app recently, but the Indiana Pacers just last night. We're recording this Saturday morning. So last night the Indiana Pacers took a 2-0 lead on the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and
Halliburton getting the job done so far.
our current event is going back to Game 1. I'm calling it the greatest taunt remix of all time when he pulled out the choke sign to Spike Lee, just like Reggie Miller did. And I think it was, in my opinion, the NBA needs more moments like that.
Okay, Bennett, I want some clarifying. Can you pull this up possibly? Is there a taunting foul or penalty in the NBA?
It's just a technical, probably.
It's a technical, but the game was over, so they didn't call it. Yeah,
It wasn't over.
No.
game was over.
What it wasn't classified as a taunt. Like it was just like he didn't look at really anybody. Like he kind of just turned around.
Yeah.
He wasn't like looking at, Tibbs and the bench and was
Right.
Like,
I guess taunt's not the right word, but like celebration.
They called it a
it
taunt,
was a
but-
taunt. I mean, it's
But
sort
what
of-
Tyrese did, there was nothing wrong with it. Like he didn't cause any problems with it. So.
Right.
Reggie didn't get called.
It
for
was
anything
more
when
of
he
like
did it, right?
No. It was more like a callback
then.
to another Pacers legend.
Right,
That's
of
more
course.
what it was. It wasn't like looking
And
at
Reggie's
you like,
called the last 2 games.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
Can you
In
pull
the
up
Garden.
other remix of taunts though? Like when you say greatest ever, I can't even think of another one. Like I was trying to earlier. I was like, what is another one where somebody did something that somebody's like? I mean, Jason Tatum is horrible at that stuff.
You could probably
Oh my gosh.
anytime somebody wags the finger like Mutombo, that's probably
No. Look up like taunt, like redones, like somebody that's like done it again.
Like that's probably like any time like Mutombo blocked Michael Jordan's shot, and like the next year Michael Jordan dunked
The
on him, and then he
finger
wagged
They
the
wagged
finger.
the finger.
Yeah.
That's a huge one.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean, some people
Yeah,
use
just click
Dame.
show more right
some
there, 'cause
some
there's
people
the
use
Mutombo
Dame's
finger
watch
there.
celebration against
You
Damian
can't tell.
Lillard. Some people do that.
That's true. That's an iconic
That is true.
celebration. I mean, the bye-bye, the wave is just, I mean, that's not specific to any player, I don't
Some
think.
people use
but-
Steph Curry's like night celebration
Night-night.
against Steph Curry.
Okay, I do love when Steph redid Jordan's like kind of throw up the hands like
Yeah, like
that
the
was
shrug.
fire.
Yeah.
That was tough. That was tough.
I mean, in the Olympics when he
His
when
night
he put up the
against
night-night
France.
against France. Come
That
on,
was sick.
come on.
First of all, what he was doing in that game was unbelievable.
Absurd.
Oh my gosh, he's
Golly.
Do we think OKC is going to sweep? Do you think Minnesota gets a chance?
I think Minnesota steals one. Yeah,
Dude, it's got to be at home probably.
maybe. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, yeah, it has to be at home because OKC's up 2-0, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
played 2 games or 1 game.
I thought they'd only.
Yeah,
They
they
had
played
They
2
played
because they
2.
started
Pretty
before
sure
the
they played the
Pacers
third
did.
night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think they get one. I think Ant goes.
Yeah, third is tonight.
I want them to win, bro. I'm tired of watching
SGA get these fouls.
Do you think he should have been the MVP or should have gone to Jokic?
I think it's Jokic. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a classic like best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
They're tired of giving it to the same guy. Like you saw it with Jordan, you saw it with LeBron, we've seen it with Kobe, we saw it with Shaq. Like
he could win it every
Steve
year.
Nash should not have 2 MVPs.
Steve Nash should not.
No.
Absolutely not. Not even close.
Love Steve Nash.
Shaq averaged
Played
like
well, but-
33 and 15 one year, and then
I've seen that.
Kobe averaged like 32 and 6 and 6 one year, and Nash averaged like 15, 8 and 8. Like, don't get me wrong, was he very valuable to his team? Yeah, but you can't convince me he's more valuable to the Phoenix than
I saw
Kobe
a
was to the
situation. I saw a situation where it was like the aliens have come to invade Earth and they take one basketball player for a game of like 1-on-1 for Earth's survival, and they take the MVP. And then it was like, well, do you take Jokic or do you take Shea?
Well, what's the dimensions of the alien here? Is it like a 7-foot alien? Is it like a 6'4"?
I don't know. This is a very
is this
good
a
question.
6'4" combo guard alien? Like what kind of
I don't
alien?
know. That's true. Well, I don't think it should matter if the aliens. I mean, we're playing on a 10-foot rim with NBA lines.
Let's just say the alien's like a human.
Okay, guys.
And it has the average NBA build.
Give me
Okay.
Jokic.
You taking Jokic over Shea?
Dude, he's like what?
'Cause what? It's
260.
Wait.
No bars. Referee. It's refed by the alien.
But is it current? Like, is it current players, or is it like anybody else?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
it's
saying
current-
this year.
current-
We're saying
okay.
this year.
It's like for the MVP
Like
debate.
for the.
I
yeah.
got you. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Jokic, probably.
Dang, that's
I mean,
crazy.
he can shoot the three. He's ginormous. Like, he's got crazy footwork.
It's a game of one-on-one though. You don't want somebody more shifty.
No, I
No,
don't
dude.
think it matters, dude. If he backs him down,
Yeah, I was
as
about to
soon as
say.
they try to go for the ball, he's just going to spin light on his feet, lay it up. His
Yeah.
touch is phenomenal.
Are we playing make it take it? Because Jokic wins 11-0.
How good is this alien?
Yeah, how good is this alien?
I mean, imagine if they're challenging us for world domination for whatever. He's got to be pretty good. I mean, he's got to be.
Did he win the alien tournament?
Yeah,
Or play
maybe he was the one-on-one
Yeah.
champion in there. Space. He's like the Space Jam aliens.
I think Jokic's
Oh.
the best player in the NBA right now. So
Why do you think? I mean, they were close. It was a close series, and they had some
close series.
crazy games against OKC. But
I mean, I think Aaron Gordon being hurt in that. I think if Aaron Gordon's healthy in that last game, they win that last game.
I
mean,
thought
it was
he's
game
playing
7,
with
right?
a grade 2 hamstring tear.
wow,
Yeah.
Like that's unbelievable.
he won 2 of those games too, didn't he?
Did he have to do the makeshift hamstring? Did you see that with the lacrosse guy? No,
Yeah,
doubt.
no, he didn't.
That's wild.
That is crazy.
That's some real stuff right there. Notre
But-
Dame lacrosse is no joke.
Not at all. But yeah, I think if Aaron Gordon's healthy, I think that game goes very differently.
Interesting.
But it's, I mean, Aaron Gordon's the best defensive player on that team. He's kind of like I think he's a young, more athletic version of Draymond for that team. What Draymond was for the Warriors. Now I think Draymond is a better defender. I mean, I think Draymond's one of the best defenders ever. I mean, he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, and he's what, freaking 38 or
Is he really?
34, 35. I mean, he's old. He looks like
He
he's
looks
48.
old, yeah.
Like, he's not aging quite like Steph is, but I'm a Warriors fan. Just throwing it.
disclaimer.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to be a Charlotte Hornets fan. I don't really have an NBA team.
Yeah, I don't have
but
an NBA team either.
that's, but
Once Steph retires, I'll probably be a Knicks fan.
Sure.
so you're a gold
The only reason I'm a fan-
bandwagon. So you're a bandwagon.
you can't if you're an NBA fan, you're a fan of a team that sucks. Like it's because you're from there. You know what I'm saying?
That is
So,
true.
That's fair.
Like I mean,
But you're not a Boston Celtics fan because you're a Boston everything else fan.
I'm just a Red Sox fan. I'm not a Patriots fan.
You're not a Patriots fan.
Yeah, I don't watch
Okay.
hockey. So
No, you're a Cowboys fan, right?
yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. But I was a Panthers fan until
That guy didn't fall on the fumble. It was that moment that the little kid knew.
A lot of Panthers
Cam
fans.
Newton was like my hero growing up, and it broke my heart the way he acted after we lost the Super Bowl. And then
agree.
when we fired Ron Rivera, I was like, all right, I'm done. So,
Riverboat Ron.
I would love to come back. I'd love.
Have you seen the videos? It's like this is our year to go back.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
like
I
the
would
years we've lost,
I
we've
actually
had,
care about
like
the Panthers. You can't call me a Cowboys bandwagon because we suck. We don't suck, but like we suck in January. So you can't call me a Cowboys bandwagon. But yeah,
Shout
I mean,
out
I
Darnell
never watched
Savage.
the NBA until my great grandmother bought me a Steph Curry jersey, and
Hey, there you go.
he's
That's a
the
good
reason I love basketball. So yeah, I'm
There you
not
go.
afraid to be like I'm a Warriors fan,
Yeah.
and
Good.
when he
No, that's
retires,
good.
I won't be.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, there's probably a lot more of those in the NBA.
For sure,
Like,
you kind of
that's not uncommon.
The NBA is already. I mean, the playoffs have been abysmal, right? We've seen more
Yeah.
30, 40-point games in the playoffs, and
The All-Star game.
All-Star game sucks. Like the NBA is terrible. You can't watch bad teams. Like, right? I'm not gonna be like, God, man, the Pistons play tonight. Let's turn on the Pistons game.
They've made the playoffs.
Which
this
they
year.
actually take that back. I think they had the best playoff series early with the Pacers.
Yeah.
Let's go to like Charlotte, right?
There we go.
I'm not gonna
Now
watch
that's a
Charlotte play
terrible
on,
team.
on a like on a night. I
You know
want them
it's
to be
a-
good. I kind of I follow with them, right? But like I'm not gonna watch a Hornets game. I don't watch a lot of NBA games until the playoffs because it's so bad.
The Hornets being bad is a shame too, because their arena's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been good though, right?
no, I
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. Okay.
Back
Larry
in the
Johnson,
back in the
yeah.
90s,
When Larry Johnson
like
was there, they were
95.
pretty good.
Yeah. Back when they were still like the actual Charlotte Hornets.
Now have they ever been like contenders?
but like
No.
they were good when like okay, so Charlotte Hornets were the New Orleans.
So they initially
Something.
were the Charlotte Hornets. Like back Dale Curry, Larry Johnson, like they
Before
Okay,
that,
it
they were
was
the
Charlotte.
Bobcats.
and then they came to the New Orleans Hornets. They relocated.
They relocated to New Orleans.
Wait, time out. Time
Because
out.
Chris Paul was in New Orleans.
No, time out. So the New Orleans Hornets were a new franchise, and I think the Charlotte Hornets went to the Charlotte Bobcats.
I thought they were the Bobcats, and then when the New Orleans went to the Pelicans, they switched to the Hornets.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I mixed it up
we
at
were
first.
They were the Bobcats.
They were, yeah.
and
the
they stayed in
Charlotte
Charlotte.
Bobcats.
And then New
Okay.
Orleans, the New Orleans Hornets, I think they were an expansion team, and then they
Interesting.
moved to the Pelicans. They didn't move; they stayed in New Orleans, but they changed their branding to the Pelicans, and then the Bobcats became the Hornets again.
Huh, interesting. But they were Hornets, Bobcats, then Hornets?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because Del Curry played for the Hornets.
Pretty sure it was still
But
the Hornets
then
back then.
when Chris Paul came into the league, played for the New Orleans Hornets.
Right.
Got it. And he didn't go to
I don't
Charlotte.
think that's right.
Bennett, look it up.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think this is right. I'm pretty sure that says Pelicans jersey on Chris Paul. Just look up Chris Paul for New Orleans.
Oh no, he played on the New Orleans Hornets. I know that for a fact.
Because he had the old pinstripe, which is why. Yeah.
Who was their mascot?
I remember on Slam Dunk. You remember what's that called? The app where it was like you were playing with two players, and it was what was that app?
I
NBA
don't know.
Stars.
NBA something.
NBA Stars.
And it was Chris Paul on the New Orleans Hornets. That's all I remember it from. Because it was like a yellow and blue jersey.
Bennett, what are you looking up, brother? You typed in a long thing, dude.
Just look up Chris Paul New Orleans Hornets.
New Orleans Hornets. Look up New Orleans Hornets, Chris Paul.
New Orleans Hornets, yeah.
Yeah. See that blue and yellow jersey? Go
Yeah,
to images real quick.
They went to the Pelicans in 2005.
Yeah.
But he
in
wasn't
11.
there. He wasn't there when
No, he was in LA by then.
Yeah, he had gone to the Clippers.
at that point. Dang, where did everywhere he went? So he started in New Orleans, went to LA.
Mm-hmm.
That was like prime Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Then
I cannot
Chris Paul went to.
believe they never
Houston.
won anything. Houston. Yeah, he went to the Rockets.
Uh-huh.
And then he went to
Is that clip of
OKC.
him like smiling at Steve Kerr and then being like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Did he go to OKC and then Phoenix, or did he go to Phoenix and OKC?
dang, he's been in a lot of places.
Phoenix, OKC, I think. Chris Paul, is that basketball reference right there underneath it?
Oh wait, he went from Phoenix to OKC. Oh wait, that's backwards. It's backwards because then he played with the Warriors and then he went to the Spurs.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
right. He was on the Warriors.
Yeah.
I remember.
Dang,
Short
he's
stint.
jumped around.
He's a good NBA grid guy.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, thank you for joining us for our very first episode. I know it wasn't perfect. It may not be, polished and, the best, but I think we had a lot of fun recording it. Can we agree? It was pretty
For
fun
sure.
getting
It's a
started.
lot of fun doing the studio, a lot
Yeah.
of fun recording, dude. This is
Yeah, this is exciting.
It's
So
Definitely let us know your favorite part of the studio and something you'd like to see in the studio.
100%.
Drop it in the
Good
comments.
shout. Yeah. So we'll keep bringing you content throughout the summer via podcast and our social platforms. Please follow us on all those. We would really appreciate your support. And get to class on time. Have a good one.